I was going through my Instagram page and I could not resist having to do a story about what you're seeing right here because some people might catch it and a lot of people probably won't. And Nicole from Nicole's view, after reading what I'm about to read, she should get an apology from every last one of them fools and idiots on Twitter who decided they were going to bombard her Twitter with all kinds of nasty comments, sending her probably threats and calling her all types of names in her DM when she said what she said about Lil Nas X. And nothing she said even remotely was homophobic or anything of that nature. Or nothing we ever say about him has anything to do with his sexuality. We do believe that he's using his sexuality to further push his career because that's all at this point he can really do. Although his base, especially those in the academy, claims that he has a lot of talent. Or does he? Because this article that I'm about to read from the Jasmine brand might suggest otherwise based on some comments he just recently made. Now, as we all know, when it comes to the topic of homophobia and everything like that, the academy does not take that lightly, or they do not miss an opportunity to jump and attack people if they deem someone being homophobic towards them. But in this case, I don't think Lil Nas X is on that train like many would suggest that he is, now questioning his credibility. Especially after I looked at the comment section of this post, because what I had to do is I went on to the post and then I had to go to the website to get the full article. And when I was looking in the comment section under the Instagram post, people were going in to the point where even those in the academy who were trying to defend him got outnumbered. Because now people are starting to see that. So basically what's going on, before I get into the article, is Lil Nas X has come out and says that he refuses to speak about homophobia in rap. It's for my own safety. It's a very dangerous field. Now you have to wonder why someone who lives the lifestyle that he does makes the type of music that he does, especially with the latest video. And this is a thumbnail from that video. I'm not watching the video. I just went into Google and typed his name in, and this is the picture I decided to use. It's probably the most tamest thing about that whole video is probably this image. And you have to wonder what would make him say that, especially after making a video like that. Or is he trying to tell us something that we already know, and that's about who really runs this industry? He knows if he says something about it, that could definitely hurt his career and his bag. And if it could hurt his career and his bag, that pretty much confirms what many of us have been saying about him all along, about him being a gimmicky artist. Because if he wasn't a gimmicky artist, he wouldn't have to, heavily rely on it. And see, here's the thing. He's pretty much, in my opinion, cornered himself into a box where he's going to have to continue to do this. He should have just stuck with the Old Town Road route, because that actually worked for him. Believe it or not, imagine a black quote unquote rapper in country music. He should have stuck with that. He had a lot of support, but now what's happening is a lot of the support that he had has pulled back and has been replaced with other type of support, and he's going to have to continue to give that for the duration of his career or fade into obscurity. And to speak about homophobia or rap about it is deemed risky, because a lot of the people who run that industry probably fall into the category in which he doesn't want to address. So and to avoid him getting that call, or maybe an emails or calls and voicemails and whatever the case may be, he's deciding to leave that one alone. So what I'm going to do now is go ahead and read the article and see if we can get some more clarification. While the baby's alleged homophobic comments were the center of the entertainment industry for weeks, you won't hear Lil Nas X rap about homophobia at all. Lil Nas X, who was on the cover of Variety's Power of Hollywood issue, said he's hesitant to openly speak on people making comments against the Academy. The honest truth is, I don't want to speak on a lot of the homophobia within rap because I feel like this is a very dangerous playing field. It's more for my own safety rather than anything else. Now, some people reading that would take that, oh, if he talks about homophobia in rap, then the rappers are going to come after him. Lil Nas X, I'm here to tell you, if they wanted to come after you, they would have already said something. More than likely. But then again, they probably wouldn't have, because look at what they're doing with the baby right now. He didn't even say not one thing, one iota about this man. So like I said, I truly believe it's not even the rappers that he's fearful of. I think it's the power players that are above them who he's scared of. Think about it. Like really, really think about that. He said that he's already retained security because of the criticism he received over his Montero Call Me By Your Name video. When asked if he felt unsafe, he said, yeah, a lot of times, absolutely, especially after Montero. That's the one, if you don't remember, that's the one where he was literally giving the devil a lap dance. There was literally someone who chased my car a few days ago after that video yelling, F you or something, and that's when I actually started getting security. While he's not certain that the incident stemmed from the video, he added, I feel like it couldn't be a coincidence. He also spoke on surviving COVID-19 at the peak of his success following Old Town Road. I think I spent all of the pandemic making music and crying no in-betweens. For the first month or so, I did not leave my house, and once I did, I was super overly critical of everything I was making. I was letting everything online get to me, feeling like things were over for me. He said he's now a totally different person. Honestly, I believe the pandemic helped me get out of the idea of trying to please everybody and the idea of he's a cool gay person and he's an acceptable gay person. I used to see things like that as a compliment, but it's not. It just means you're a people pleaser and they never become legends. I wanted to be even more authentic in my music and let people into my life. I'm much more confident now in my music, myself, and my sexuality, the things that I believe in and I stand for. And then it just ends off asking people what are their thoughts about it. But listen, really pay attention to what he said. It's almost like if some people read it the wrong way, they'll believe that, oh, he's talking about the rappers and him being fearful of his own safety from the rappers, aka the quote unquote toxic masculinity black men of the industry, because that's the angle they would want to go with. Not realizing it's people above them that would probably hurt his career even more. Not probably, but they would. But now it's going to make a lot of his base, who a lot of them are in the academy and probably are black. They're going to be looking at him like, this is your opportunity to say something or address something that we can't do because we don't have a voice like you do. You talk about everything else, but when it comes to talking about this, that's where you have to stop yourself. Now it's become risky. Making this video was risky. That was risky. Him performing what he did on the BET Awards, that was risky. But they called it brave. That was risky. But talking about something that they say plagues their community from outsiders is where the line in the sand gets drawn. And look, they just literally attacked the baby for how many weeks? For something that was alleged and not even as deep as they tried to make it out to be, but they tried to spin it and turn it to a lie. Is the same thing that this guy right here saying that he refuses to talk about or speak out about or even talk about in his songs. Now that's going to make his fans look at him with the side eye. And that goes back to my point that I said about Nicole when she said that she feels that he's an industry plant, an agent of sorts. That he's a gimmicky artist, especially that gimmicky artist part. If you didn't say accept anything else, then that's what people are going to start to lean on and think that he's a gimmicky artist, that he only does gimmicks in order to push his music. We call that, but see, the Academy, they need a mascot, especially the black members, because, you know, like Funky Degenerate said, if it wasn't for people like Elton John saying something, this would not have blown up the way that it did. And I'm talking about the baby situation. If it relies solely on the black members of the Academy or those who are not white, then it would not have made any moves. So Lil Nas X is not going to go against his paymasters. And his fan base has to know that. His paymasters tell him and give him his marching orders. They allowed him to do this video. but they're not going to allow him to speak on the very thing that affects that community because his paymasters are some of the ones at the forefront of it. And like I said, his fans have to know that. And if they didn't know, they know now. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments.